So if you own an ecom brand in 2025, the way you get clients looks something like this. So you have a prospect, a social media user who is scrolling through Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, wherever you're running your ads. They see an ad, and then the goal is to get them to click through, then add the cart, then start checkout, finish checkout, and ultimately become a customer. So on the top end, we have a prospect. This is our input. On the bottom end, we have a customer. This is our output. So basically, the goal is to turn as many prospects, as many social media users as possible into customers. And the amount of prospects that we do turn into customers is called our throughput. So basically, the goal is to maximize throughput of the system. So the best way to do that, to improve the efficiency of a system, is through testing. So like everyone already knows this, and the way you scale an ecom brand is to test lots of different creatives. Like the top brands these days are pushing out 50 to 100 creatives every single month. But the issue with only testing creatives is that we have lots of other parts of our funnel that we're not testing. And usually the approach for the vast majority of ecom brands is to set up their landing page, cart, and checkout once, and then pretty much never look at them again. But the issue with that is something called constraint theory in systems thinking. So basically what constraint theory means is that the effectiveness of a system, the amount of throughput that you receive from the system, will always be limited by the weakest bottleneck in that system. So let's just imagine a perfect world where you have the best ads in the world, 100% of your prospects click through. Obviously this wouldn't happen, it's just an example. And then let's say you also have the best cart in the world, you have the best checkout in the world. So you've nailed 3 out of 4 things. They're perfect. They can't be any better. But let's imagine your landing page is really bad and only 20% of people click through on your landing page. If that's the case, then it doesn't matter how strong everything else is. The amount of customers you acquire will still always be 20%. So the mistake a lot of people are making when they're getting to the 50 to 100k range is that they just keep on pushing new ad creatives, thinking that's going to solve their problem, when really the issue is there's a bottleneck somewhere else in the funnel. It's their landing page or their cart or their checkout, and they're just pushing more and more creatives and expecting to scale when they could just figure out one tweak on their landing page and all of a sudden add the cart doubles. And then all of a sudden their customer acquired rate goes up from 0.5% to 1%. And let's say you're doing 100k a month, you're now doing 200k a month. And I mean, you might not have a double on the table, but most brands at this level, if they haven't done conversion rate optimization before, have at least a 25% uplift in top line just by testing different iterations of these 3 parts of the funnel. So in this video, I'm going to show you what you can do to start getting improvements on your conversion rate and start getting uplifts in revenue without touching your ad spend, without testing lots of creatives, just by improving your landing pages, carts, and checkout. So the first thing that we'll need to do, here's an example. This one converts much better than this one. We had a 20% uplift on the right. Probably not for the reasons you think. So I'm just going to walk you through exactly what you need to do to be able to get a result like this. So the first thing we need to do is we need to build out a copy framework. So basically the thing that underpins all of your messaging across all your websites comes from having a really good understanding of your customer. And I don't mean like where they live, what age group they're in. That stuff isn't really that important. What's most important is that we're crystal clear on what outcomes your customer hopes to achieve by buying your product and what problems will be solved for your customer by buying your product. And then other things like what they've tried before and hasn't worked, objections, reason that they decided not to buy the product. And then basically what we're going to do is we're going to write out all of these statements. And then we have an arsenal of about 20 different statements. And then we can build out short sentences that we can use across the website that will basically resonate with the customer. So like a good example here is this one. Okay, so like this is a brand that we worked with, and this was their previous hero section, and their headline was thickest glass on the market. But you see, the thing is, that's a feature of the product, and it is important that we do communicate the features at some stage, but people don't really care how thick the glass is. This is a bongs brand, by the way, so they sell glass products for cannabis smokers and stuff like that. But like, people don't really care if the glass is thick or not. All they care about is what we worked out. All they care about is it going to break? Is it going to last? Does it function well? Because apparently the owner told me that the average customer might go through 4 or 5 different bongs in a year because they're so fragile and flimsy and that they break a lot. So the fact that the glass is thick is actually a means to an end. It's just a feature that is used to achieve the outcome of a longer lasting product. So it's not that we shouldn't say that the glass is thick. It is important, but what's most important is that it functions much better. It's a higher quality product and it lasts longer than other products. So basically, in your hero section now, for example, every single word needs to be absolutely surgical. Like if a sentence doesn't directly speak to an outcome or a pain point that a customer would have, then it shouldn't be there. So like every single sentence should directly resonate with the people that are buying from you. So for example, built to last. So like that addresses the idea that, oh, I've bought so many bongs before, they don't last. I keep having to buy new ones every year. Designed to hit right. Apparently, a lot of them aren't that functional. The airflow is bad and stuff like that. And then no more throwaway bongs. So that's usually what people are buying. Glass that lasts, flawless airflow, and built for daily use. So that's pretty much like every single sentence there directly speaks to a customer and will resonate with them. And then, I mean, like what a lot of people will tell you when they're talking about conversion rate optimization is, oh, use social proof, use risk reversal. And like these things are important, but they aren't the primary levers. You know, your primary levers are selling the product itself rather than the terms of the product. Like for example, if someone doesn't want your product in the first place, like they don't care if there's 30-day returns. They don't care how fast the shipping is. And if someone really, really, really wants your product, they don't care if it takes a month for it to get to them. They don't care if they can't return it. They don't care if only 100 other people have bought it in the past. If someone really, really, really wants your product, everything else fades into irrelevance. So nailing the messaging and ensuring that you're communicating the outcomes that your product will achieve for your customer and the problems it will solve and how it's different from other products is what's really going to move the needle. So it's extremely important that you don't just jump into adding social proof and risk reversals and stuff like that. You should do it because it's an easy win, but this is not where you're going to get the most leverage and the most results from conversion rate optimization. So that's it. Hopefully you found this video valuable. This is our first video. It's just kind of to give you an introduction to conversion rate optimization, why it's important, and kind of the fundamentals that underpin it, and what you need to fundamentally understand to start taking this seriously. So we're going to be posting lots of videos on conversion rate optimization for Shopify brands. If there is anything you'd like to see me do a video on, please leave a comment and also subscribe. And also we do have a conversion rate optimization agency. We guarantee a 25% uplift in revenue, or there's no fee if you were to work with us. If you are interested, you don't have to, there's going to be lots of content that's free, but there is a link in the bio where you can book a free strategy session from myself. I'll give you a full teardown of your website. I'll give you 30 or 40 different optimizations you can implement yourself. And then if you did want to work with us, you can. But again, not necessary. I don't mind if you do or not. And definitely stick around for the videos that are to come in the future. Thanks, guys.